Pinalonan Radio RPC-2409er at ramp good morning.
RPC-2409er, Binalonan Radio. Good morning. Go ahead.
Binalonan Radio RPC-2409er at ramp request for engine startup.
RPC-2409er, Binalonan Radio. Runway 35 in use. Altimeter setting 2085. Wind from 120 at 3 knots. Cleared for engine startup.
Runway 35 in use, altimeter setting 2085, cleared for engine startup, RPC-2409er. Binalonan Radio RPC-2409er at ramp request to taxi to run-up area for run-up checks.
RPC-2409er, Binalonan Radio. Taxi to run-up area.
Taxi to run-up area RPC-2409er. Binalonan Radio RPC-2409er at run-up area request to taxi to holding point runway 35.
RPC-2409er, Binalonan Radio. Taxi to holding point, runway 35.
Taxi to holding point runway 35 RPC-2409er. Binalonan Radio RPC-2409er at holding point runway 35, request to enter active runway and line up.
RPC-2409er, Binalonan Radio. After landing Tecnam, line up behind.
After landing Tecnam, line up behind RPC-2409er. Binalonan Radio RPC-2409er at runway 35, ready for departure.
RPC-2409er, Binalonan Radio. Wind calm. You may now take off, runway 35.
Take off runway 35, RPC-2409er. Binalonan Radio RPC-2409er, airborne runway 35 for touch and go.
RPC-2409er, Binalonan Radio. Report initial downwind, runway 35.
Report initial downwind runway 35, RPC-2409er. Binalonan Radio RPC-2409er, establish initial downwind runway 35 for touch and go.
RPC-2409er, Binalonan Radio. Report base runway 35.
Report base runway 35, RPC-2409er. Binalonan Radio RPC-2409er, establish base runway 35 for touch and go.
RPC-2409er, Binalonan Radio. Wind calm, cleared to land, runway 35.
Cleared to land runway 35, RPC-2409er. Binalonan Radio RPC-2409er, airborne runway 35, will make a left downwind departure for Urdaneta, destination Rosales.
RPC-2409er, Binalonan Radio. Report Urdaneta, maintain VFR.
Report Urdaneta and will maintain VFR, RPC-2409er. Binalonan Radio RPC-2409er, now over Urdaneta, 2,000 feet climbing 3,000 feet, will be switching frequency.
RPC-2409er, Binalonan Radio. Maintain VFR. Good day.
Will maintain VFR, good day, RPC-2409er. Traffic Advisory, RPC-2409er, departed Binalonan, now over Doneta, 2,500 feet, climbing 3,000 feet, destination Rosales. Any traffic en route, please be advised. Traffic Advisory, RPC-2409er, Departed Binalonan, now over Rosales, will be utilizing 3,000 feet and below for emergency simulation. Any traffic en route, please be advised. Traffic Advisory RPC 2409er over Rosales, 3,000 feet, destination Binalonan via Urdaneta. Any traffic en route, please be advised. Traffic Advisory RPC 2409er departed Rosales, now over Urdaneta, 2,500 feet, destination Binalonan. Will be switching frequency. Any traffic en route, please be advised. Binalonan Radio RPC 2409er, good afternoon.
RPC 2409er, Binalonan Radio. Good afternoon. Go ahead.
Binalonan Radio RPC 2409er, now over Doneta, 2,500 feet. Request for landing instructions to your station.
RPC 2409er, Binalonan Radio. Runway 35 in use. Altimeter setting 2085. Descend 1,500 feet and report overhead at the
Descend,
station.
descend 1,500 feet and will report over the station. RPC 2409er. Binalonan Radio RPC 2409er, now overhead the station maintaining 1,500 feet.
RPC 2409er, Binalonan Radio. Descend to traffic pattern altitude and report established downwind runway 35.
Descend to traffic pattern altitude and will report established downwind runway 35, RPC 2409er. Binalonan Radio RPC 2409er, establish mid downwind runway 35 for touch and go.
RPC 2409er, Binalonan Radio. Report base runway 35.
Report base runway 35, RPC 2409er. Binalonan Radio RPC 2409er, establish runway 35 for touch and go.
RPC 2409er, Binalonan Radio. Wind calm, cleared to land runway 35.
Cleared to land runway 35, RPC 2409er. Binalonan Radio RPC 2409er, airborne runway 35 for full stop.
RPC 2409er, Binalonan Radio. Report initial downwind runway 35.
Report initial downwind runway 35, RPC 2409er. Binalonan Radio RPC 2409er, establish initial downwind runway 35 for full stop.
RPC 2409er, Binalonan Radio. Report base runway 35.
Report base runway 35, RPC 2409er. Binalonan Radio RPC 2409er, establish base runway 35 for full stop.
RPC 2409er, Binalonan Radio. Wind calm, cleared to land runway 35.
Cleared to land runway 35, RPC 2409er. Binalonan Radio RPC 2409er, cleared of the active, request taxi back to ramp and will be terminating flight plan.
RPC 2409er, Binalonan Radio. Taxi to ramp.
Taxi to ramp RPC 2409er. Binalonan Radio RPC 2409er, at ramp, request to commence engine shutdown.
RPC 2409er, Binalonan Radio. Cleared for engine shutdown. Good day.
Cleared for engine shutdown. Good day, RPC 2409er.